Hello everyone, it's Lennon. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to do a review for our very own Jasmine Ambrosia's very new book, book number 2. Congratulations, girl. You did a good job, okay? It's so exciting because I have Jasmine's first book, Ambrosia's Book of Witchflight, which goes over so many wonderful things about Witchflight, okay? In the spirit of personal gnosis, you know? Now, book 2 is Liber Spiritus. So it is Ambrosia's Book of Spirits, Lesser Liber Spiritus, okay? Now, looking through this book, it was so cool because there's so many, okay? First of all, as a spiritist, it's kind of set up like a glossary, almost like a guidebook, if you will. And there are so many spirits. I kept scrolling on like this ebook version I have, and I was like, it just won't stop. There's just so many. And so it's really cool to look at it. Now, the one thing that's cool about otherworldly spirits is that everyone's visualization and otherworldly techniques and what they may see in the other world can be a collection of personal gnosis, really, or collections of personal gnosis. What you may receive from the other world may not even look or be similar to what another witch might see in the other world. The visions that I've had, the beings and spirits that I may have encountered, I might not even see someone else talk about or even know who I'm talking about, and that's perfectly okay. I think that the point of this first is for Jasmine to come up with her own. Like, she basically made her own glossary of the spirits that she has encountered. And I thought that like, we all need to do that. The book even tells you to do that. Like, go stop this video right now and go make your own spiritist, okay? Like, if you travel, if you hedge ride, if you are going to the other side, in other dimensions, I don't even care if you don't call it the other world. If you're traveling the realms, okay, you need a map, all right? And like a way to get around, or some kind of like Hansel and Gretel breadcrumb, so that you know where you're at, where you've been. Have you been here before? Have you not? How did you get here? Is there a way to get there each time, you know? Like through, for instance, like for mine and for a lot of actual, I didn't know this, but for a lot of witches, it's through a tree. Or, well, technically mine's through a forest. Like, I don't actually see the tree itself. It's just like I appear in the forest, and I guess it does kind of feel like you're in the tree and then you pop out of a tree, because you're in the middle of the forest and there is no portal, there's nothing. So, well, for my experience. And so it's so cool to kind of map out the other world. And you can even, like, sometimes I've even built, like, that's what when I say like astral temples, right, or astral altars, I'm doing it in these other realms. So that's what's happening there. All right, now, so Jasmine has made her own spiritus, and it's laid out like a glossary, like I said. I want to share with you the art. Now, I'm going to leave a picture here. Maybe I'll put big. Maybe I'll put big for you guys. Okay. I believe Jasmine's made this art herself, which is so cool, okay? Some of them are really intricate. Some of them are very simple, but some of them are really intricate, and they have details. Like for this one, the Sarah, okay? I think that's how you pronounce that. Saray. I think it's maybe Saray. Saraya. 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 Okay. Please know that I'm saying your name for the context of a review. Don't want to anger anyone by saying their name. It's like this Beetlejuice thing, you know, it's just in case. Okay? I'm not doing anything. this is a review. Okay? Speaking speaking those words to the ether before I get into this. But anyway, this picture, it was so beautiful. That's another thing I want to say, actually. Let me plug this in here. That Jasmine's made her own spiritist and even encourages us in the book. I'm even encouraging myself right here, right now, to come up with my own kind of spiritist, right? Like, have I encountered beings? Have I encountered things in these other places, in the other realms? Even on the astral, you know, if that's the same thing to you, which, I don't know. To be honest, I don't think it is. It may not be. I'll say that. It might not be. So, the point is that, yeah, okay, that's good advice. But, in the spirit of personal gnosis, these spirits there might be an element of unverified personal gnosis here, but I think what tickles Jasmine is when there are spirits on these lists that she gives us, or like in this book, that someone else may have seen. Someone else may have encountered this, you know, and might not have known what it was. Like, hey, you keep popping up to me, maybe that means I need to work with you, right? And it's so close to one of the spirits that's in Jasmine's book. Jasmine has this way of turning unverified personal gnosis into shared personal gnosis, right? And I think that I picked Soraya. Let me know how to pronounce it below, okay? Because there was so much about this spirit that I felt kind of a kinship to, you know? And even, it might not be that I work with them. It might just be that I feel a kinship to it. But the art, too. The art pulled me in. I mean, the bats and the way that spirit was positioned. I don't know. It was just, and the pomegranate. Like, it was so good. So good. So, I do like the aspect of, like, going through and going like, I might have seen this spirit. I might have talked to it. Like, not talked. I might have engaged with it in some way, you know? I don't want to say talk, because it's not, it's not language in my case, in my aspect of personal gnosis. The otherworldly beings aren't really like talking to you in language. They're talking to you more in like symbolic language. But anyway, the cool thing, I even printed this off because it was so cool. So on one page you have the picture, okay, and then pages after that you have the correspondences, and it's laid out like this, right? Beautiful sigils for every spirit, the name of the spirit, which is also, I think the sigil and the name are on the artwork itself. There's a picture on this side, and then another, and there might be other pages depending on how many offerings there are, all of that. Anyway, I wanted to go over this with you. So she gives the element, like earth, air, fire, water, quintessence, spirit, whatever, a virtue, the zodiac sign, the location. If you are familiar with her book of Witchflight, Ambrosia's book of Witchflight, there's these, there are locations to the other world that she's mapped out. So, and she's given them names. So that's the location, like where she's found them at, right? Like, for instance, this one she found in Mitney. So that's cool. And then she's got a Royal Arcana, which I'm guessing is not a minor or a major. It's a court card. So the Royal Arcana for this is Page of Wands. And then they give a fetch, a demi virtue. So the virtues and the demi virtues for this one are darkness and the abyss. Moon phase, which I just love that these have so many correspondences, because that opens up so many avenues for you to work with these spirits, okay? Planet, right? Venus and Pluto. And then a tarot card. So this one's the Magician and the Star card. Then there's attributes, right? So witchflight, vampirism, alchemy, nocturnal, necromancy, divination, sex magic, botany, dreams, grows flowers, commands, bat hordes. Commands, bat hordes. Okay, right? Cave, dark, humidity, right? we're performing necromancy. The bats are up in the cave, right? Even for visualization help, this can be cool. Like if you don't want to go all the way to, which is its purpose, okay, that these are spirits and we need to be respectful of spirits, but I feel like I can use this for visualization as well, like to help me have visions, to help my mind kind of breathe, take a sigh, blank it out, and then go over some of these attributes and something can get conjured, right? Anyway, magical incantations, inspiration, right? Commands bat hordes is sending chills down my spine that I freaking love right now. Candle color, which is really cool that Jasmine did that. Suggested offerings, allies. Now the allies, from what I could see from reading the book, allies would be like other spirits that are named in the book, right? So say you have this one, right? And their allies are Lady Lucifera, Lady Luciana, Helbrack, and Dext. Again, I'm saying your name for the purpose of for this review. I think that they're linking to other spirits that are in the Codex, in the Spiritus. And then the enemies. So they have allies and enemies, possibly both. So good. And then there seems to be poetry involved, incantations that she's come up with, references to the Lesser Key of Solomon. And then she has a friend that's like that does like this tea time, where that friend might have had an encounter with one or more of the spirits in the book, and is given, Lou in the book to write a little blurb, right? And it's kind of like one of those old magazine articles that you're like, ask Ruby, right? And it's so cool because then you get another account, and that's when it's shared personal gnosis, And so it's just so good. There's a little bit of an introduction where Jasmine kind of talks you through what the book is, communication, visualization, and how this book's not really going to teach you how to do this, but it's giving, like I said before, I think this is her list, her gnosis of spirits that she's encountered in the other world, right? Again, encouraging all of us to do the same. And then also us reading through the book, soaking up the art, reading up on the spirits, and figuring out if we may have encountered the spirits ourselves in an act of shared personal gnosis. So, and there's like over 300 spirits, you guys. Like, this book is a tome, all right? It's like 445 pages, okay? So, if you're interested in Otherworld, if you're interested in visualization, if you're interested in hedge riding, or hell, hedge hopping. I've hedge hopped a few times. Like, I stay on the hedge, right? And just kind of look over. I know that's going to sound sacrilege to a lot of fucking people, but I want it to be known that I've only done that a few times. And hedge hopping just means that there was an aspect of abysmal, otherworldly things that I was trying to encounter, but I wasn't ready. So I would just kind of ride the fence, if that makes sense. Don't always recommend that. Anyway, the suggested offerings, like I said, there's just so much information. And then in some of these, like the consecutive page after this is Jasmine giving her account, like a little bit of her own account of what she knows about this spirit. And I just found it so fascinating because there's so much plugged in, like so much gnosis plugged in. She's made the art herself, which I'm sure with help from these spirits, probably in large ways, come up with sigils, right? And then added so like zodiacal signs and astrological signs and planetary, right? And her own kind of symbols that she would use to make these sigils, and then came up with them all, these spirit sigils herself. I mean, like, it's just like crazy. It's just crazy. So I really enjoyed sifting through this book. And yeah, if you want this and you're wanting a spiritual practice and you want and already know that you're pretty good at it. Like, I never really thought about going, like, way back in the beginning of my practice, I didn't think I was journeying to the other world, but then as I was unlocking more and more things, I was like, I might be over there. I might be going over there, and I didn't even know it, you know? I was already kind of naturally, I've always been naturally good at stuff like that. Visualization and imagination and popping over to other realms, right? Like, I've just been doing that since a child, didn't even know. So if you're naturally good at that and it's a passion of yours, then pick this book up. See if you've encountered some of these spirits before. And then tell Jasmine. So anyway, you go, girl. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy to have the book and get the physical copy, because I do have like an ebook version that I received from Jasmine for the purpose of a review. But I do want the physical copy because I want to be able to sift through. So you can't print out 400 pictures, but so yeah, I'm gonna get the books, the physical copy of the book soon, but I wanted to put my review out and show my love. So excited for you. I wish you so much luck with this book, okay? And I hope everyone that wants to pick it up does, and that you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoyed this review. Hope you're having a great day. Much love.